back. This is BoomerLife on AlzheimerSocietyBC.
Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you.
This is BoomerLife on AlzheimerSocietyBC. I'm Joanne Sutton. Thanks for joining us today. And we have the entire focus of today's show centered on volunteering with the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia. So this conversation is about the work of the Alzheimer's Society of BC with a focus on the role that volunteering plays at every level and the impact that people who donate their time can actually have on British Columbians that are living in this province with Alzheimer's or various forms of dementia. So we welcome CEO Maria Howard to the studio. We also welcome Michelle Buchanani, who is volunteer chair with the board of directors with the Alzheimer's Society. And we introduce our next guest, who's working from a home office today up in the North Shore. We say hello to Todd Woodward.
Hi, Joanne.
How are you today, Todd?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you. Now, Todd is here with us because he's a member of the Investors Group, and he plays a huge role with the Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's. It's right around the corner. It's on May 1st, and it's happening right across the province, but also across Canada, I understand. This is a national event?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, I think we're really happy the last few years that as a company we've been able to pick this up across the country.
So maybe, Todd, I'm glad that you mentioned that. So on behalf of the Investors Group, tell us what it's like to have to give corporate support to an event like this.
Well, I mean, first off, you know, what we've looked at as a company, Investors Group really prides ourselves on giving back, you know, to the community, and you know, the cause and the Alzheimer's Society is one that really resonates, you know, with us. So, you know, as a company, it's great to look at this because, you know, we look at the issues that people face today. And one of the things we do is we help people plan, you know, for the future. And, you know, when you put a plan together, you look at planned and both unplanned events. And, of course, nobody plans to get sick or get an illness. And, you know, with Alzheimer's and dementia, and as people get older in Canada, we know that this is something that's on the increase, and we see this, you know, with our clients. So we think it's a great thing to partner with them and to be able to help raise awareness and raise funds for such a great organization and the great work that they do in our communities across Canada.
Well, on behalf of everybody here, we would like to thank you and your team at Investors Group for supporting such an event. So I understand that you're in charge of coordinating, you're the chair for the committee for the North Shore Walk. What can you tell us about what's involved with that position?
Well, you know, the first one that's involved with any walk, you know, that we put on is the first thing is it takes a village, as they say, to get a lot of people together to really put the walk together. So, you know, as chair, I'm also really blessed to have a couple of great co-chairs. My wife, Stephanie's involved with me, and we also have a friend, Tanya Millian, involved. So they're my team, and, you know, I got to give them the credit. They do a lot of work because, you know, to pull this event off, the first thing we need a lot of volunteer support. So, you know, in doing that, we right now we're doing a lot of work organizing our volunteers, getting ready for everything that's going to happen, you know, on the day. And then as we have our team in place, you know, it's really about getting a lot of the pre-walk stuff done. So, you know, working out in the community, we're working on promoting the event in North Van and West Van, really raising awareness for Alzheimer's and why it's important to have people come out. We also, within working in the community, get other sponsors, and we have some people giving us some great prizes, recognizing people for their efforts for the fundraising. We're also really blessed with our walk. We have a lot of great teams. So what we see is a lot of people get together. You know, as you reach out in the community, you find more and more people are dealing with this. So a lot of people come together as a team and work together for raising funds. And also, I'm really pleased. I have in my office in my region, we've got a lot of people from our office that are either coming out with their families or working as volunteers as well. So really working, you know, to coordinate everybody. And then it's just you get ready for the day of event, which can be, you know, quite hectic, but it always comes together, you know, in the end. So we've got our volunteers. We're greeting people when they come. We're handling the registration. We're really happy this year for our walk. We have the West Vancouver Lions Club out there. We're going to be doing a pancake breakfast, and we have some other people out supporting the event as well. And, you know, we just want to really create a great experience, you know, for everybody. when they come out. And, the day of, probably the other big thing you do as a chair is you really pray there's no rain that day and that it just the sun comes out and it's a great, for us, a great North Shore day.
Oh, rain or shine, it's not going to matter. But, boy, Todd, you've really painted the picture here that it does take a team. It does take a village. I know there's hundreds of volunteers involved right across the province, but how many volunteers do you think are needed just specifically to run your event in North Van?
To run our event in North Van, it's a team of about 25 people, and then I would also say outside of that, those are the people that really help with the actual walk itself and making sure everything goes smoothly. But then we also have probably about another 20 people that are out there supporting the event. So whether that's the West Van Lions Club or David's Tea, we have a lot of other people there as well. So it's almost about a team of 40 people to really put this together.
Wow. Now, we all understand that volunteering requires a lot of passion, a lot of empathy, a lot of commitment. What inspired you to get involved in the first place? Do you have a personal connection to the disease?
Yeah, I do. When I first started to get involved with this, it was really out of memory for my grandfather. I remember being a teenager and, going with my mom and dad to visit him in the home and, just seeing how the Alzheimer's was dealt with, but just how it had an effect on not only my grandfather, but my grandmother, and of course, especially my father was seeing his dad and, and going through that. So it was something that really resonated with me because, I got to see that firsthand. And, as well, I'd had a couple of situations with friends' families and seeing them go through it as well. And, more recently, it's really hit home because, unfortunately, in my own life, my father now has Alzheimer's. And so we're really dealing with that and really supporting my mom right now.
I also understand that you've been involved with the walk for quite some time. What else can you tell us about that?
Well, it's interesting. First coming out, the first time you do everything, you're figuring everything out. And I remember the first year that I did it, I was actually out in White Rock at that time. And, it was it was a grassroots movement. It was not as big as it is now, but I remember the first time being involved and just seeing all the great people that came out and wanted to support the event and seeing the society and the great work we did. And that really inspired me to, want to even get more involved and make the walk the following year even better and bigger and obviously try to raise more awareness and more funds for the Alzheimer's Society.
So are you still trying to recruit volunteers for your event?
Oh, always. We're always looking for people, for sure.
So if there are a couple extra hands up on the North Shore, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, all they have to do is if they go to the website, walkforalzheimers.ca, they can see our North Van walk, but they'll also see close to their area what other walks are. And right from there, they can go online and register. And there's still lots of time to get involved with the walk being on May 1st. And we are always looking for people to come out and be there and share the experience with us on May 1st.
So, Todd, what does this actually do for you as an individual? I know you've got personal connections now to the disease through your father, recently diagnosed, and in the past with your grandfather, but I don't think people realize the true value of committing time to a cause and the personal rewards that are involved. It's sometimes hard to put into words, but if there's anything that you could share with us, we'd appreciate it.
Well, through all my experience, what I've really learned about Alzheimer's is that this isn't something that just affects the individual. It affects the whole family. And so what I've been able to really see is the great work that the society does, from a firsthand situation of how they give counseling and help support the family, obviously helping people that are dealing with this. And I really see as I've shared my experience, how much I've come across other people dealing with this. So it's been really rewarding to, be a part of getting a lot of people involved and just really helping bring this cause to the forefront, because I think it's obviously something that hits home for me, and I know a lot of other people are dealing with it. So to be able to add any help, to this and just continue to support the society in their efforts, it's really just an honor to be a part of that.
Todd Woodward, thank you so much for your contributions today.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks again for having me on. I appreciate it.
And best of luck with your event, May 1.
All right. Thanks a lot. All the best.
Okay. Maria, Howard, any final words about the volunteers that you're working with the Alzheimer's Society, people like Todd?
I think I hope it's come through the last hour that we've been talking, that the volunteers who support the society are just so essential in helping us achieve our mission of helping people and letting them know that those who are on the dementia journey aren't alone, and that there are a number of people out there who are ready and willing to help. And we are just so grateful for that. Our organization will continue to help people in BC for many years, but we will only do that with the volunteers. And so we are so appreciative of those who are doing that. But again, we also ask for others who might be interested to check our website, give us a call, and let's just start a conversation on what people might be able to help with.
That's right. And of course, we can't forget our volunteer chair of the board of directors, Michelle Buchanani, that's been with us today as well. So we've learned on all levels commitments from volunteers, whether it's a fundraising event or priority on directions and programs for the society. They all play an extremely vital role. Critical. This is BoomerLife on CL 650. Thanks to all who contributed to today's conversation about volunteering with the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia. CEO Maria Howard, thanks for joining us. Volunteer Board of Directors Chair Michelle Buchanani, thank you for joining us. Krista Frazee, our Provincial Coordinator of Support and Education Services for the Alzheimer's Society, and Todd Woodward from the Investors Group. This is Volunteer Week in British Columbia, and we'd like to say a very personal thanks to the volunteers we have here at CL 650 and the volunteers who contribute their time and commitment to the Alzheimer's Society of British Columbia, because basically without you we would not be able to complete our work and our efforts as well. So thanks to all our guests today. We hope to see you at the Investors Group Walk for Alzheimer's in your community. I'm Joanne Sutton. You're listening to BoomerLife on CL 650.